Hello, welcome to Lights Out Tarot. That's what we call ourselves here. We're going to be doing a collective reading for December 2022. Disclaimer, this is not legal medical advice. This is purely entertainment. Do with the information what you will, as long as it's not to harm another person or yourself. Purpose of this reading, sharpen shadows. The purpose of this reading is to enlighten, provide inspiration, guidance from yourself, whatever you get from what you hear. I've got two decks. Both are the Rider-Waite Tarot. One is illustrated by Lady Frida Harris, painted by Lady Frida Harris. And it's designed by Aleister Crowley. Thoth Tarot deck. I guess it's not Rider-Waite then. And then this one's a classic Rider-Waite, but shiny. Okay. And we'll pull out, I like to do this one as well. The Crystallery deck. Goes through, it's illustrated by Maya Toll, or illustrated by Kate O'Hara, and the book is written by Maya Toll. Okay, let's start with this nice bent deck. I'm not quite sure how to do the bridge maneuver when you're doing the card shuffling. Okay, so this is a general reading for December 2022. What do we need to know? I'm seeing the Tower and the Six of Wands. It may have been a battle that you've just come through, and it's shaken up the foundations. You're looking at all that you've harvested, and you're wondering to yourself what to do now. Five of Wands, Five of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. As I'm looking through the deck, I'll shuffle it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow. Do all that good stuff. If you want to find me on Instagram, it's at FiestaBrian. FiestaBrian. We're going to take that one, shuffle a little bit more. That's one card. We're going to do 5 cards today. I usually do 3, but I'm feeling 5 is the magic number today. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. There's some communication coming in. Okay, December 2020. It's too many. December 2022. What do we need to know? What is coming up this December? We're just coming in. It's the end of November right now. And it's 11:08 p.m. locally here, which is 2308 minutes. And we're just, that one wanted to pop up, but it didn't. We're just coming into December here. Okay, we got one. I'm not going to look at it yet, but I'm going to put them in order there. Oh, okay. That didn't take long. Oh, I did. I looked at it. Whoops. Okay. Putting it in order. This is what we have. Okay, we've got 5 cards from this deck. Rider-Waite. And we're going to move on. We're going to pull a couple clarifier cards to go underneath. We're going to use this Aleister Crowley Book of Thoth. pretty artwork. It's very pretty. All right. Pick up the energy for December 2022. Hope your day's going well. Hope you're enjoying your evening, your morning. Oh, that one wanted to come out. We're just going to get some clarifier cards here. We'll let that one slide. Oh, that one wanted to, but it didn't make it. We're going to let it slide. Okay. We're not reading reversals today. Everything's going to be done in the upright. What are we clarifying for December? Okay. So this will be a 5-card spread with 5 clarifying cards below 2 different decks. There is a kind of a random ace card in this, or like a joker, so to speak, that doesn't really have any depiction besides artwork on it. There's no... Okay, come on. Okay, we'll take that one. What do we... Okay, that's 2. We'll let that slide. Just how they are, like that. I'll flip them over. Why not? We're not doing reversals, though. And I was seeing that one quite a bit. All right, the Lovers. Last card. I saw the Lovers in the top as well. That's way too many. We don't need that many. Just one last card. Let's pick it off the top. Okay. All right. And I'm going to show you every card that was placed down in order. This is the first card. The Emperor. Stepping into December in your power. Sitting on your throne. We'll clarify that with the 7 of Cups. The Emperor. It says debauch, like debauchery. So I'll show you the artwork. That's the Emperor. Starting off December in your power. And this is the 7 of Cups. There might be multiple offers that this Emperor is looking at, and he kind of looks, he's side-eyeing them. He's a little hesitant. Maybe November was filled with like not promising offers, and you're just kind of hesitant and curious. You might be, doubting the offers. 7 of Wands. Looks like we had the 7 of Cups before there. Looks like you're beating off 6 wands. You're fighting off 6 staffs with your own. And to clarify that, we have the Ace of Cups. So you might have to fight off several suitors this December. It's a cold winter. It's going to be a cold winter. Look at that light go. It's going to be a cold winter. So you got the 7 of Wands. You're the Emperor fighting off. There's no gender in tarot. You could be the Empress, the Emperor. Interchange it how you like. But you're standing very firm in your masculine energy, grounded. It's a fire sign card. You're fighting off 6 different staffs. Either this is 6 other people fighting for this Ace of Cup. Maybe the person that you're intrigued in has many suitors, or you are having to choose between many, and you've chosen which one, but now you have to defend that choice. Moving into, we're in the middle of the deck. Oh, King of Wands. And when I'm looking at this King of Wands is looking back at the 7 of Wands and the Emperor. And this is in the middle of the deck. It's clarified by the Princess of Discs. So the King of Wands and a Princess, which could be like the Queen. Princess of Discs. There's no number attached to it. princess and a king. You might be marrying a wealthy woman. And if you're reverse the roles, it could be this woman that is marrying a man that has chosen his staff. See, that's one staff. And before that, this is the Seven of Wands that he's holding. So now he's canged himself. He's fought off these enemies, these suitors, these other potential love offers that he may have had doubts in because there were 7 of Cups before, clarifying the Emperor. You become the king. You've shed your skin. There's that salamander. And now you are sitting on your throne as you were in the beginning of December. So if we read this as a progression through December, it looks like the beginning of December you are sitting in your power. As the first week rolls through, you're going to have to fight off some love offers. The second week comes in, you're sitting in your power, and then you've met your match, the princess. And you're satisfied, 9 of Cups. You've got all your cups. You're satisfied, emotionally content within your own self. And this is now clarified by the Lovers. So this would be the third week. Third week, you're very satisfied emotionally in December. Nothing is deterring you, and you're still sitting very grounded. You don't need love, basically. You don't need it. And that's usually when things start to come in. If you're chasing and you're running towards these things, it doesn't know you're pushing it away. So now you've let go, arms closed. You're not even opening your arms to receive because you've got 9 cups. There's confirmation. You've got 9 cups. But a lover is coming in. And see, this lover, one of them is holding a cup, and it looks like only one is holding a cup. Cupid's arrow has struck, and this is orchestrated. This is orchestrated by a higher power, God above. Let's see how you're going to create this person. You're going to create children. You're going to have animals. And this is divinely orchestrated. Looks like Cupid is aiming towards one character in particular. And the colors are matching. There's a serpent around an egg and 2 little babies, one holding a club and one holding flowers. The baby holding a club is also clutching the spear of the elder. If you look closely, that child, who is of darker complexion, is grabbing a spear, while the one holding the flower is offering their cup. So this is a balance. It's kind of like Cain and Abel. That's what I'm thinking about. But the one holding the spear is also of darker complexion, and the light holding up the cup, offering the cup, is a voider. This is duality. You might have found your match, your twin. Someone of equal power. Really cool. And that was the 9 of Cups. And if we were to look at this as the first card, you're stepping into December as the Emperor. And in the first week of December, we're just going backwards now, first week of December, you're in 7 of Wands, fighting off love offers, Ace of Cups. Or underneath the Emperor, this was a 7. This was clarifying the Emperor. You have lots of offers. In the first week, you're choosing from these offers. You're making an affirmative decision. You picked 1 cup. Now you're the king or queen. And there's a wealthy princess, and this princess is holding a staff. So is the King of Wands. But the staff that this princess is holding looks kind of like she's holding a shield and a spear. Very earthy energy in the wood. She's grounded. And then third weekend, satisfied, content with your cups. You have all your cups and you're waiting for this love offer. You're just sitting there. You're not even searching and reaching out. It's coming to you, the Lovers. And the last card, I've already seen this, it is the Lovers. So we've got 2 Lovers cards. There is love in the air in December. December is going to be a hot yet cold month. If you want to look at that, this depiction there, this is also orchestrated by a higher force. If one of these trees is on fire, one of these trees is in life, destruction or rebirth. And that is clarified by the Ace of Discs. Okay, so the Princess of Discs into the Lovers and the Ace of Discs. You're going to be potentially also getting an offer of finances, like a dowry. There may be a dowry that's attached to this. You may gain wealth, or an offer of wealth, or an offer of another opportunity to generate wealth once you come into union with your lover, or at the same time coming into union as a lovers. In the 4th week of December, there is going to be, once the love is there, the money's coming. Okay, really great, really great. So clarifying, let's go over it one last time. The Emperor. 7 of Wands. King of Wands. So 3 fire cards right at the top. 9 of Cups. Here comes the water, the emotions to cool it down. Making some steam, getting hot for the Lovers at the end. So you got the 9 of Cups into the Lovers. And clarifying, the Emperor was 7 of Cups. There's lots of offers. And they debauchery. Like if you were to take all of these offers, it would corrupt you. It would make you sick. But you've chosen one. And it kind of looks like imagery of a spider web. It makes you think about how everything's interconnected. And I always like that saying, what a tangled web we weave. And there's ripple effects coming out of this. There's water pouring up and out. This is overflowing. And then clarifying the King of Wands was the Princess of Discs. So like an equal counterpart, but of earth sign, wealthy. Someone that's grounded. They can be spiritually wealthy too. The Lovers was clarifying 9 of Cups. And then the Ace of Discs was clarifying the last card on the top of the Lovers. So first week, stepping into December now, it's 11:22 p.m. November 30th. We're moving into December 1st. It's going to be very cold where I'm at. I don't know where you are, but I'm in the northern hemisphere. It's going to be very cold in the Yukon. The Emperor is the energy present for the collective moving into December. And your power, full power mode. You have a golden staff. First week of December, you're fighting off some stuff, but you're on top of the world. On top of the world. And then you're seated on your throne on an elevated platform above the earth. Really cool. Into the 3rd week, you got the 9 of Cups. Still seated on your throne. But a little bit more relaxed. Instead of wearing your crown, you still have like a hat protecting your crown. But it's blue. Almost looks like a turban. So you might be marrying someone in a ceremonial ritual. And then the Lovers joining under God's spirit, energy, divine source. Under God's watchful eye of the angels, protecting this. This is a protected union. Nothing's going to get in the way of this. That's what's coming this December. Okay? Very nice energy for December 2022. The local time here is 2300, 24 minutes. 23:24. And I just looked at the clock. It was 2023 on the live stream. Okay, we're going to be going through the Crystallery deck now. This is more of an oracle kind of deck. And we'll read through the book about what it says and how you might employ the power of these cards. We're just going to shuffle. We're going to take only 3. That's 1 right there. I didn't want to hesitate. And we're talking about love in this reading, so I'm assuming there's going to be some lovely cards, some love-induced magic happening. Potentially water cards as well will show up, and maybe 1 earth. So if we got like a fiery hot red, 1 blue, 1 earth, that one wanted to, but it didn't. It didn't come up. We're going to keep going. We're going to pull 2 more. The first one was Morgan. You might be meeting someone named Morgan. Or you might be employed to get one of these crystals. It also looks like a sunflower. And it has a heart at the center of the image. And I'll show you the picture once I draw the next 2. We're going to go through all of the imagery. And we'll read the passages in the book that tell you some of the rituals you might undertake. That did not shuffle whatsoever, just so you know. It did not even connect. And we're going to see what comes out here. That is way too many. Just 2 more. Just 2 more. What do we need to know for December 2022, the last month of this 222 year? Closing it out on a strong note. What do we need to know? Please let us know. 2 more cards. That is too many. Too many. Started with Morganite. We're going to get these 2 cards, don't you worry. Sometimes they're stubborn. That looked like 2. We're going to run with it. They popped out, but not quite. But there's 2. So, and like I said, fiery energy, earth energy, but still at the heart of it is red, which is fiery, and then some calming blues and a nice ship. Okay. We'll read what it says on the card. The first one says, "Fill yourself." Page 115. This is the imagery on the card for the first pull. Take that in. I'm going to hold it there for a second. That is Morganite. Okay. And you can pause the video at any time if you need to. Heart. It's a very hard stone. It says, "Breathe into your heart." Morganite advises. From this space, you can expand into unexplored parts of your being, connecting with the worlds both within and around you in new ways. With your heart open, you can dive deep into your relationships, both with the human world and the non-human world, finding facets that didn't exist until Morganite helped you breathe them into your life. Stretch into your fullness, Morganite whispers. From this place, the things that are not you get slowly crowded out by the truths of your soul. This is not a quick process, Morganite knows. It's the work of years, of lifetimes, but it's work worth doing for the surety and peace of being wholly yourself. Let's breathe that in. Let's take that in. So it says breathe into your heart. It mentions some stretching, stretch into your fullness. And it's said to have basically patience. It's going to take some time. This has come this December. You have spent many days, many lifetimes potentially, working to become the person that you are. But there's still just a little bit more breathing to do. Feel yourself, connect with yourself. Breathe into your heart space. Fill yourself with love. And notice how the world around you changes and how you push out the stuff that is not of you. The ritual says, titled Commit. We live in a one and done culture. We do something once and we're ready to move on. But one and done doesn't lead to mastery. It doesn't nourish the strength we find when we make a commitment. Repetition and working with the boredom that it can induce is a necessary part of deepening and growing. Confirmation. Choose something to commit to in the next 6 months so you can realize the change that only repetition can bring. And I'll share with you what I'm doing. Going to the gym. I'm focusing on my health. I'm working on my temple and my body. And I've committed to not smoking weed. The devil's lettuce. It's 11:31 p.m. locally here. And it's 11th month, 30th day, 2022. It is now 39 days, I believe. I'm moving into 40 days. Sobriety. Choose something to commit to for the next 6 months so you can realize the change that only repetition can bring. And it suggests you could watch the sunrise every day, go for a daily walk, put out seeds for the birds and tend the bird feeder, say a gratitude before each meal, or find the moon in the sky every night. These are just some simple suggestions. Whatever you feel called to repeat over the next 6 months, it's recommended that you follow through with it and commit. The possibilities are limitless. Choose one thing so you can work with the feeling of commitment. Journaling is a good one. And here's a quote by Pablo Picasso. I am always doing that which I cannot do in order that I may learn how to do it. And to reflect upon Morganite, it says, what keeps you small? Morganite is a gentle expander, helping you to create more space in your heart and the core of your being. While this sounds great in theory, it can actually be scary. Expanding requires you to take up more space in the world and hold more space for those around you. Stretching means reaching out of your comfort zone emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, and or physically. And then it asks a couple questions. What are the benefits of staying small? What are the potential rewards of a good stretch? Just something to reflect upon, okay? Now we're moving into Amolite. And this is the middle card, which has the full wheel of the astrological signs. It has a serpent eating its tail, which is a rebirth renewal cycle. And Amolite is one of those old fossil stones, I believe. It's got sacred geometry. We're almost there. It says page 128. I like that picture. But 120, 123, 123, Amalite. Here's the larger imagery for you to absorb. Amalite. It's not a very hard stone. It's around the 3.5 to 4 hardness on the Mohs hardness scale. A long time ago, when the mountains were oceans, a cephalopod called an ammonite made its home in a spiral shell on the ocean floor. Its shell was much like the shell of a snail or a conch, lovely in its spiral form but otherwise unremarkable. When the ocean receded, these cephalopods failed to recede with it. Their remains were fossilized in what became a mountainside. The pressures of time and the soil matrix of the mountains caused their chemistry to shift, becoming opalescent and sparkling. Time changes everything. Amalite knows. What in your life needs spaciousness and time so it can become a jewel? And we just talked about doing some sort of devotion, 6 months devotion to something with the Morganite there. So there's the synchronicities. The ritual for this crystal is titled Exploring Your Cycles. Like the nautilus shape of the ammonite shell, our lives are an ever-expanding spiral. We pass through the same lessons, growing and expanding with each return. These become the core themes of our life, as well as opportunities for growth. In the midst of a cycle, it can be hard to see our own patterns. In retrospect, we can often come to greater understanding. Begin by making a timeline. Choose to chart your mental, physical, emotional, or spiritual growth. Starting at your birth, note significant events relating to your chosen area of inquiry. When you have a thorough list, go back and look for patterns. Repeat this exercise for various aspects of your life. Compare and overlay these timelines to reveal new patterns. Before in the Morganite, when I was talking about creating something for 6 months, doing one thing for 6 months, you might choose to chart your mental, physical, and emotional spiritual growth for 6 months. See the change. The reflection under Amalite is titled Transmutation. We tend to think that animals stay animals and minerals stay minerals. But this is the short view. Geological time knows otherwise. Pine trees fossilize and harden into jet. Lava's liquid fire solidifies to glassy obsidian. Your own bones turn crystalline, growing a mineral called apatite. Medieval alchemists distilled, evaporated, powdered, and heated in an effort to understand how one thing transformed into another. Alchemy was both a physical science and the medieval version of self-help, as alchemists applied their studies metaphorically, seeking the elemental steps to transform a person and to help them burn off the dross to become more than they were. Begin consciously noticing transmutations in your everyday life. Watch water become steam, paper become ash. It asks, how can you use these transmutations metaphorically and in ritual to support your own growth. The last, and that said, better with time. So fill yourself was Morganite's saying. Better with time was Amylite's saying. And the connection between the two was do something repetitively over time. Time will create the change as well. It's one of the alchemical reactions or inducers. The last one, it says envision the future. And that's nice. That's the third final card here that we're going to be reading today in this reading done on November 11th, 2022. Current time is 2339 minutes or 11:39 p.m. This is Precious Opal, located on page 139. Here's the imagery from the book, much larger. The Mohs hardness scale states that this precious opal is around 5.5 to 6.5 hardness. Envision the future with precious opal. Were the ancient oracles always accurate? No. Time is fluid, opal knows, making the prophecy business rather risky. But when the priestesses of Delphi donned opals, their ability to make sense of the swirling waters of what is to come sharpened. Unlike most stones, opal knows how to hold and work with water. She feels the ways in which the waters of time can be channeled or dammed, creating different outcomes and new visions. Since the future is not a fixed destination, naming the pathways you might walk to get there begins to craft what comes next. Choose your road and name your path, Opal encourages. That's how the future emerges out of the swirling waters of time. The ritual for this crystal is titled Visualize Your Future. We often hope or plan for the future, but the real magic comes from taking the time to use all of your senses to envision and embody your desire for what is to come. Identify something you're wanting to move forward in your life. Identify something you're wanting to move toward in your life. This could be in your career, your love life, or your home life. It might be a trip you plan to take or something you are creating in the world. Now, spend a few minutes getting quiet. Instead of lists and ledgers, envision your future. See it in your mind's eye. Walk yourself through a day of that future, noticing all of the details. Now overlay texture, scent, and sound onto this vision. Making it real to you is the first step to making it real in the world. Very good information here. And this is the card we're working with here. Most opals, reflection. This is the reflection portion of the book. The fluidity of becoming. Most opals are not actually crystals. Crystals have a regular arrangement of atoms, whereas the majority of opals are amorphous, having no regular internal system. Precious opal is the exception. this stone, flow has found a stable structure, but precious opal remembers the freedom that comes from having no pattern. She knows that fluidity allows you to find your way out of the ruts of daily life so you can explore new ways of being, alternate futures, and new possibilities. Here's a quote from Sharon Well. A rhythm becomes a habit when we can no longer hear the music. And a couple questions to ask yourself. Do you let yourself break out of daily patterns? How does it feel when you do? Thank you for joining me. This has been Lights Out Tarot. I hope this has helped expand your consciousness and your reality. And with you on my journey, I hope to expand mine. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your viewership. It is much appreciated, every single one of you. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. And until next time, I gotta think of a catchphrase. Have a good day.